all of that. What's up, guys? Your boy, the Savage, back again, Brown Chang.
Let's go.
This is gonna be a quick review of Spider-Man No Way Home. The reason is because by the time you guys see this, we'll be doing a live stream, maybe about an hour or so after. I will put a schedule up. But I thought I'd give you a non-spoiler initial review of it. We've actually watched it 2 days ago now.
Yeah.
I did want to give an initial one, but obviously you saw the one what we did at the cinema, and yeah, I just gave a briefing, said it was amazing, gave it 10 out of 10, which it was dope. But I've had time to sit on it now, go for a few things. Whoever in the YouTube world out there was putting clips up, you guys are scumbags. Yeah? Obviously I was fine, but what if I didn't get to see it? And if you can hear that noise in the background. Pablo, relax. But yeah, just initial review on it, so we won't keep it too long. And then by the time you see this one, we would have been doing the live stream, and then whoever has watched it already, come join us on the live stream. We'll do spoiler talk on there. And if you haven't watched it, you can come join the spoiler talk after, because I don't want to ruin it for you guys. And it's Friday now, so I'm guessing most people are going to see it today than they did on the opening day. I'm going to start with Brown Chang. If I do it in bullet points, it might be a little bit easier for you not to spoil it, because it's kind of hard not to spoil stuff. So, I would say start with what you liked about the movie, the the CGI, just everything. What you liked about the movie without giving anything away. I mean, if you spoil something, I'll end up cutting it out, but still.
It showed like a different side of Tom's Spider-Man. Like normally we just see him as like a happy kid, just with his powers, but you get to see like a more aggravated side of him. So that's a good thing that you get to see.
Yeah. I think Tom Holland had a different range in this movie, what we haven't really seen before. I'm actually not a pretend Tom Holland fan who likes Tom Holland just because of Spider-Man. I've been a fan of him for ages. I told you from as a kid, the first time I seen Tom Holland was before anyone in Hollywood seen him. I saw him at I don't know if I was in school or college, but we went to watch Billy Elliot at the West End, and he was Billy Elliot, and he was great. Obviously at that time his squeaky voice Tom Holland is about 12 or something like that, 13. But definitely got to see more of a range with him in this, because it's quite Spider-Man heavy usually in the movies, and we don't get to see any side of Peter Parker really. I feel like in this movie they try to tackle more of a kid that age growing up, and learning the difference between not so much right and wrong, but stuff that everything you do in this world has a consequence to it. And sometimes even if you're being a good person, the world doesn't work like that. And it's actually a horrible thing watching the movie. You're on edge because the situations and certain choices that he has to make where he is doing the right thing. If you're a good person, you think he's doing the right thing, but it just doesn't work out for him that he ends up doing the right thing. And then it's like, you start feeling like him as the character, like, why would I do anything good if this is what comes of it? And they really toy with that emotion with him. I really loved the relationship between him and MJ in this movie. I actually cared about them two being together in the movie. Zendaya was great in the movie. Jacob, who played Ned, was dope. Regular comedy, but there was a bit more to him in this as well. There's a few side characters as well, like Ned's mom, who I found hilarious, and she wasn't even speaking English in the movie. Trying to go through the people bit by bit so we don't forget anyone. I thought Aunt May was great. To be fair, I've been a fan of her my whole life, so she's a dope actor. Happy was dope. When it comes to the villains, I thought they were all that. I didn't think they would be able to give everyone their own time in the movie, and they did. Some had less than others, but you wouldn't really care about it as much. The people who didn't have as much time, you didn't really care. They didn't have as much time. They still had valid input in the movie. Who was your favourite villain in the movie? Or favourite villain performance?
If it's going off of villain performance, I'd say Green Goblin.
Yeah, I agree. William Dafoe's amazing at acting anyway, and
the way you can switch through the Goblin and then Norman Osborn.
It's quite scary.
Yeah,
it's quite scary because if you didn't, I think if you didn't know and you wasn't a fan of Spider-Man already, you would think that they've got somebody else voicing when he turns to Green Goblin. And obviously, maybe it's the way they filmed it, but if he has to just keep switching between this really evil guy to like regular Norman Osborn's a bit mad. Alfred Molina's great in this movie. He was exactly as great as I thought he would be. They didn't miss a step them two, considering their last movies was like, not the last movie altogether, but the last Spider-Man movie was like so long ago, 20 years plus. And Jamie Foxx was great in this. I said it to you just in there. He was cracking jokes and stuff like that. It's weird to see because obviously the other Electro is a nerd, isn't he? He's a geek and he speaks funny. He's got the gap in his tooth. Yeah. He's got the dead comb over and stuff like that. So it was Jamie Foxx as Electro. Like it literally was just Jamie Foxx as Electro. Yeah. But the movie kind of didn't suffer because of that. It kind of worked out perfect. Obviously, I'm going to kind of leave it there because the rest of the stuff, it will just give it away, give stuff away in the movie. Post-credit scenes, I'm not even, I'll just put a face on it because I'm not going to, I literally can't say anything about the post-credit scene without spoiling it. There's two. One is not a post-credit scene, it's a flipping whole trailer, and I've never seen a post-credit scene like that in my life is all I'm going to say. And you'll know. Because it sucked us right in. Mm-hmm. We left the first post-credit scene and was like, whoa. Got to the second one and we're just staring at the screen for ages.
Straight into it, no warning.
They gave us loads, then it just stopped and then the lights came on in the cinema. And what I will say is, when you guys realise what the post-credit scene is, or when you see it, or when you watch my live stream later and I explain it, it goes with what the trailer is. Like, the way I felt watching it is exactly what the trailer is. Yeah. You know what I mean by saying that, innit? But like I said, the movie gave us ups, downs, happy emotions, sad, laughter, crying, like, nerves, mystery. Yeah. It gave us loads. I'm gonna leave it on the last few notes. Probably finish off with something. Well, was there any negatives in the movie? Every movie has some negative, but not. It's like a nitpicky negative more than anything. I can't say there was like just terrible parts of the movie. The nitpick I'd give this movie, which some people might not see it like that depending on how you watch movies, is, and you mentioned it when we left the cinemas, but you're probably more on the side of the positive part of it. There was parts in the movie, everything was synced together perfect, but there's parts in the movie where they didn't let certain emotions breathe before throwing something else at me. Yeah. So almost like, if something made me sad, they threw something extra like comedy at me. And I'm on about within like a minute or 2 minutes in the movie. And I'm like this in the cinemas. And I'm like, yo, can you give man a chance to be sad? Yeah. Can you give me a chance to be happy? But it's a long movie. For them to be able to do that, they'd have to make the movie even longer, which is hard enough. You already done that with Endgame. When I came out the cinemas, we done our quick review and I gave it a 10 out of 10. That was just off the top of my head because I wasn't comparing it to any other movies. Yeah. Now I've sat back and, thought about the movie and stuff like that. The movie would have to be 100% perfect to be that. I would say it's a perfect Spider-Man movie though. Yeah. I said to you, like, the day that my favourite Spider-Man movies probably ranked was, I think, Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, and Far From Home, I think, or Homecoming. Yeah. Nothing to do with Tom Holland, just, they're my favourite movies. This one goes straight to the top of my favourite Spider-Man movies, so that's a compliment within itself. And, yeah, I don't know what to give it out of 10 now. I can't give it lower than a 9. I just can't give it lower than a 9. So I'm gonna give it a 9.3 out of 10. Something.
That's fair.
That's comparing it to other movies. If I put it on its own and don't compare it to anything else, it's 10 out of 10. But comparing it to the rest of the Marvel universe, which is probably unfair on me, I can't put it ahead of like Endgame and Infinity War, but I can put it around the same level as Civil War. And Civil War was like dope. Yeah. You know what I mean? That was the Endgame. You know what? Spider-Man, you got 10 out of 10. You got 10 out of 10. That's how I'm giving it. What are you thinking? Same.
I'll give it a 10. Yeah.
Give it a 10, man. I'll have to watch it back anyway. You're going to watch it again on Monday.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it back 2 or 3 more times before it leaves the cinemas. And yeah, join me. Brown Town's probably going to be on the Xbox in the background anyway, but we'll be back for a live stream spoiler talk. We've already gone 10 minutes and I can't bother to edit it, so you're going to have 10 minutes. I've been your boy Good Savage. Brown Chan, comment, like, subscribe and share. We will be back. Just look out for the schedule and yeah.